Lads, welcome back to the 5th episode of Season 2 for the Havre Creator Cast. Today's guest is somebody that I have enjoyed watching for quite a while now, and that is going to be the Cali effect. He has some very good insight for you guys today, of course, being one of the top creators within the realm of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I just overall think you guys will enjoy his points, so let's go ahead and get right into the episode today. All right, so I guess you want to get us started off by just giving like a brief introduction of yourself. I'm sure pretty much anyone listening will know who you are, but just as kind of a way to get things started.
Hey guys, I'm the Cali Effect King of Games, Grandma's favorite. If you didn't know, I do TCG content and as well as Master Duel content on both YouTube and Twitch. You can catch me there Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and you can catch my videos almost every single day on Master Duel Cali and the Cali Effect King of Games. Thank you so much for having me here.
Yeah, and once again, thank you so much for joining. You were definitely pretty dang big in the scene. I mean, I remember, I think I subbed you, God, what, you were probably at 60K, and that was like a few years ago, I think. But man, you were making big moves in the community. I love the content. It's been a great time. You're like all over the place with everything too.
Yeah, that's the goal, man. Coming into the game, I always like to tell this story because my original goal was to get 2,500 subscribers. And I'm like, yo, if I could just get 2,500, I'd be set. Like, I would have accomplished my goal. And, 155,000 later, it's just like, you're on that infinite grind for just more and just more and just more. But it's a fun journey. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and that's what it's all about is the journey behind it. You never really have an end point with something like this, and that's the fun part of it all.
Yeah, definitely. And when you start to get as you progress, the number's arbitrary. It's just going through the grind and getting everything accomplished and doing what you do and just having fun and discovering yourself.
Right, and you're definitely on that grind because like you were mentioning, you make daily content at least, and you're putting out a lot of good quality stuff. I mean, you've got good feels for all your videos, good vibes, good editing, which is something that's kind of rare in this community.
My editors are not here.
Oh yeah, no, they definitely seem I think I've actually interacted with one of your, I don't know if they're still editing for you, but one of your previous editors at the very least. I don't remember his name. I can only remember the image that he used in Discord, but super cool guy. But yeah, no, I mean everything is just top tier content. You've definitely earned the position that you're in right now.
Thank you.
Yeah. I'm sure people are kind of curious though, what was kind of your upbringing into this? What made you decide to initially start making Yu-Gi-Oh content?
So, Yu-Gi-Oh kept me off the streets. If you guys didn't know, I'm from Watts, California. It's a very, very bad place. For context, genuinely growing up, I'm not capping or anything. Compton is they have houses there. You know what I mean? It's actually nice. Compton is where people with money live because it's everywhere in California is expensive, right? But Compton's actually really, really, really expensive. So just to give you perspective on, my upbringing and the thing that kept me out of gangs and drugs and violence was Yu-Gi-Oh! So, moved out here to Las Vegas, Nevada, graduated because Yu-Gi-Oh! Kept me focusing off the streets, even out here. Got a job at Walmart, got fired from Walmart, got a job at McDonald's, got fired from McDonald's, got a job at Nike, got fired from Nike, and then realized maybe this working for a company isn't for me. So ever since then, I was selling Yu-Gi-Oh cards and then making YouTube videos, and it kind of just took off from there.
Okay. So you just kind of use it as your way to stay out of trouble, as you put it, and it just kind of grows. Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't know that, and I'm sure there's probably a lot of people that have missed that throughout the time. But wow, yeah, that's definitely not at all what I expected. But hey, man, if it works for you, I mean, it clearly does. So that's because you're completely full time with this now, right? You don't do anything else.
Well, yeah, I have an OnlyFans. My wife pays for it exclusively. No, I'm just like, this is my only thing.
Yeah,
Cali Effect OnlyFans soon, guys.
Oh boy, confirmed. There you go. That's great. So I guess alongside with this being a full-time gig, then what does your day kind of look like?
Oh yeah, I'm extremely blessed to have an editing team because before I was doing the rap and the trap myself. You know what I mean? Editing the videos, doing the videos, and all that other stuff. So basically, I wake up, work out, and then I come and it's literally a dream. I sit down and I have fun, um, or a decent amount of hours, depending on what the day and what is actually the schedule. And I produce content, send it to my editors, and again, just I'm so happy to be in this position because they are the people that bring the vision to life. You know what I mean? Like they
Hmm.
put direction into into the beam that I'm putting in. You know what I mean? Um,
Oh yeah.
and that's pretty much my work schedule. Like, to be honest, after that, I go play. It's football practice, or maybe I'm taking care of the household, or doing something with my family or something like that. My wife, my two kids, or something like that. But yeah, life is good.
Yeah, so you're still able to get plenty of time to yourself. So that's definitely a good thing. I know a lot of people that they'll get into the grind and then like that's all they do. They don't find time for anything else. I'm kind of accused of that too. I've gotten better about it lately, but it's hard to not fall into that sometimes.
Yeah. So the biggest question, why do you grind?
I mean, mostly just because I enjoy it. I mean, me personally, I've been making content for 13 years. So it's just like all I
Hmm.
know basically, but it's a matter of like
Yeah.
a lot of people want to get to the point where it is a full-time thing. So you kind of got to keep up with stuff and keep things going. I also, in my case, I'm like what you talked about you were before. I make the videos and I edit
Mhm.
them. I do like the full process. I have other people.
Oh, you do the rap.
Yep. I have other people that like record stuff as well, but I'm the only editor for the channel, so I'm like getting the most workload. And then I do other freelancing and stuff on the side for other people while working a normal job.
Yeah, and I gotta say, man, you're doing it all. Like you're really in that grind mode right there. Um, the biggest thing. Okay, let me ask you this question:
Mm.
what do you want out of life?
Um, I want to be able to have. I mean, it doesn't necessarily need to be secure because there's like not really any job that's specifically going to be secure forever. But I just want to have a job where I'm comfortable. I can work at my own pace, preferably not have to have like a boss or a manager, and be able to do something that I enjoy doing. Like right now, my daytime job is I'm a janitor at a high school. That's not
Okay,
fabulous or fancy by
nothing
any
wrong with
means,
that.
but it pays the bills.
Oh, it's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Allow me to ask you this question. Sorry, I'm asking you
No, you're
questions
good.
like
You're
I'm
good.
doing. But
I'm fine with it.
I have to ask this question because the social climate that we're. You identify as a man, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and you are a hardworking man,
Hmm.
correct? There's no such thing as stopping a grind. There's no such thing as not having a boss. I have bosses, you know.
Yeah.
I have people that I have to answer to. I have people that keep me at account and in check. And then there's no such thing as for men, especially a man that just off of the information that I have from you, you're never gonna stop. It's never gonna be enough because you enjoy working hard and you enjoy doing what you do. I know that about you just from those particular words. But one thing I want to pose to you is um, what I've experienced from my life is about relationships. It doesn't matter um, what you do, whether you're a janitor at a school, which I think is phenomenal. By the way, those kids can't exist without you. I
Hmm.
actually did some janitorial work when I was in school for community service for credit. Um, and I understand how hard it is. That's cool, boy, that's hard. Um, the people that you meet in the experiences that you have, that is more important than any type of monetary value. And there's no such thing as quote unquote safe
Yeah.
because you'll always want more.
Wow, well that's a first for the podcast. I'm gonna be honest. I don't necessarily like feel called out, but I mean definitely that was an interesting reversal. That you definitely had it pretty spot on. Like looking back on it, it's definitely just having that hard work ethic and just wanting to constantly be doing something. And
You're a hard worker.
I think you did kind of nail that on the head. Wow, way to make me get introspective.
What I would pose to you is to spend more time with the people that you love. That's all. Make more time. Even if it does come at the losing a little bit more money, because money is just a resource. Money is something that you don't own. You borrow money just like everything else in this life. So if you give up the time that you borrow to borrow more money to actually spend time with people, you'll actually find a little bit more in that. that you could actually come back and possibly even make more money for less time.
Wow. Yeah, no, that is a very fair point, and I'm definitely gonna that's something that's gonna go down in my notebook later. I will definitely keep that with me. Thank you for that bit of advice there. I'm sure a lot of people find that helpful too.
Yeah, no problem. Again, that's for everybody, especially if they're hardworking, ambitious men like you. I couldn't. That's the only thing I know because that's the only thing I am. So I can't really say for anybody else's perspective. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, hey, that's what we're here for, though, is for your input. So that's, I mean, you're just throwing it right out there, and I definitely don't mind one bit.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, it's definitely really cool to be here. I don't think I've had someone sound as professional. No knock to the other podcasts that I've done, because I do a podcast with Top Deck TJ, and we're just goofing off or anything. You 100% have the voice. I'm like enthused by your voice and how this is going and structured and stuff. So
hey, well, thank you, man. Yeah, I've got a history in film, so that definitely kind of helped a bit.
Oh, crazy, cool. So what's the history exactly? I don't want to like try to.
So it's just it's not really like an extensive history by any means. In high school, I took Media 1, and like that was when by that point I'd already been making videos and doing things for a few years. Like I've been doing videos since I was 10 years old. I started off with Lego stop motion animation. But then in high school, I found Media 1, and then I got into filmmaking, where I started doing short films and things like that. I basically restructured that entire class, and by the time I graduated high school, I was teaching it.
Holy, hey, yo!
Yeah. As a student, I was teaching that class because I had studied up so much and learned so much more than the teacher who was running the class. And granted, it wasn't her degree, it wasn't her main focus or study. But yeah, by my third or fourth year, I was already teaching that class.
Is that something that they still have at that particular school?
Unfortunately not. There was a teacher for it at the beginning of the year. They ended up leaving, and the teacher that took over only focuses on business. They have no media education whatsoever. So like they still have all the equipment, but there's no actual class for it right now.
Is there any way you could run it? I think you might be the man for it.
I mean, if they ever open up the position, I definitely would be down for it. I just hopefully they don't have any like credentials for it, but I didn't go to college or anything.
No, you can't think like that. You got to go up there and you got to be like, yo, let me do this. Like nothing comes to a sleeper but a dream. You know what I mean? You got to go get it.
Oh yeah, no, that's totally fair.
I mean, is this the same school that you work at?
Yes, it is.
Oh my! So you have like direct access to the principal. Talk to an administrator. Talk to them. Like, please do that, please, because you sound really passionate about this. I think there's some way you can make it work.
Well, honestly, I hadn't considered it before. That's been the only thing that's like been in my way, is I just genuinely hadn't thought about it. So maybe I'll go try it out. That's definitely not a bad idea at all.
Just walk up to him with the swag and be like, hey, yo, this is what I did. I know how to do this. You gotta lay it on. And then they're going to probably be like, I'll think about it. So, you follow up on them. You know what I mean? And you continue to do that, and maybe things work in your favor. I mean, worst case, the worst thing they can say is no.
Oh, yeah.
So I you know what? I'm going to keep a tab on this. I want you to succeed. Yeah, no, okay. I need to see this one out.
All right.
This one seems like, oh man, imagine you actually get it though. That'd be way too strong.
That would be pretty sweet. I won't lie.
Yeah, you know what? Again, I'm writing this down right now. I gotta check.
Oh that. No! Oh, he's actually keeping tabs. Oh no!
Yeah, I'm keeping tabs now.
There's accountability now. There's accountability now.
Is it summer where you're at? Like, is it summer school and stuff?
School has about a week left, and then they're done.
Okay. Where I'm at, it's school just got out. My kids, they don't exist right now. They just got back, but I'm gonna get rid of them soon again, and I'll be a 16-year-old. I like to tell people that I'm a 16-year-old that goes to a high school around in the area, everywhere I go. My mother and father just so happened to left for a trip, and I got the whole house to myself.
Oh, there you go. Oh, that's too good.
Yeah, but I'm like extremely excited for that. I'm definitely checking up on that one. That's crazy, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Ironically, I don't think a lot of people know this about me. I actually took a lot of film in art classes and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Like I've taken I guess drama slash theater
Yep.
for every year since middle school, so 6 years. I've taken two broadcast journalism courses. I've taken one, I think it was called studio management. I've taken music appreciation, which is really it was really just making music. I've took one
Hmm.
of those, so I've always been on that particular side of life when it comes to like art and production and video making. Like I remember
Hmm.
using Camtasia and all in GarageBand and stuff like that to be able to
Oh,
produce music and videos. And oh, and of course, what's the Windows thing? Is it iMovie? It's not iMovie.
Windows
Windows,
Movie Maker.
yeah, Windows Movie. Oh, the best,
Oh,
right?
I grew up on that. You get one track of video and one track of audio. Have fun. Oh,
Oh yeah, yeah. Back in my day, there was a popular dance move called the jerk. You remember you're a jerk and all that other stuff.
I kind of remember hearing about it, but I didn't really like follow that stuff very much.
It's fair if you didn't. It was definitely an interesting dance. We used to make music videos, and I used to like record and edit them and directed them, and that's actually what got me like so passionate about this. And that's what got me into like the music production and or the video production and stuff like that.
Hmm. And it's definitely a tricky learning curve too. Like there's a lot of things that you have to learn with video production. Like a lot of people imagine it's just sitting down in front of a camera and being able to talk to it, but you gotta learn your gear itself, how to operate it all. You gotta learn how to present yourself in front of the camera, how to use all this other equipment surrounding the camera, microphones, lighting, all this other stuff. There are so many things that people just like completely neglect and don't realize is actually there.
Yeah, I'm still learning myself. I would have to say in that particular department that you just mentioned, I'm a rookie. Like I know of the stuff, but it's every single time something new comes around, or you got to try to learn a new technique when you're thirsty for it and you really want it. Like you just got to consider yourself just a beginner and go from there.
Oh yeah, no, we're all always learning. The learning never stops at any point in time. Like I consider myself to be a semi-professional and I still feel like I know nothing.
Yeah, especially when somebody like sits something new around you, you're like, how does this work? Like this is crazy. You know what I mean?
Yep, or I'll look at something and be like, "Why are they doing it that way? Like I get it's new, but why not do it the old way?"
Yeah, pretty much. Like I learned about 3 point lighting because again, I've done, I had at least 6 years of all this
Hmm.
stuff. Oh, I learned about 3 point lighting maybe in like 2015, which sounds like a long time afterward, but the fact that I was in so much other stuff beforehand just goes to show how in depth the process is.
Oh yeah, it's so deep. Like
Mm.
even outside of just actually producing and like getting equipment set up, you have like your thought processes of getting things ready beforehand, and then doing the video after. Like after it's recorded, what do you do with it before you send it out? You got all these steps of editing. You can get into stuff like audio, motion, visuals, things like that. Like it just never ends after you record the video, even.
Yeah, you're
So
100%. Like you know what? And that's why I'm glad I don't edit all the time.
it's
I
it's
love it.
exhausting. It's
Yeah.
exhausting.
Like I've always said if I wasn't doing content creation, I would edit, but I could not do both. Like I got to commend you, dog. At this point, at this stage of the game, doing both is just oh my god, it's exhausting.
Yeah, you either get burnt out very quick or you start making concessions. There's not really an in between. But
Yeah. I think for like a content creator that makes daily content, you definitely sacrifice a lot of quality
oh
if you're
yeah.
trying to, make do the whole thing yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you definitely lose a lot when you do that, but sometimes that's all you need is just putting out something just informative daily for people that doesn't even necessarily need to look the best. Sometimes that's all it is, but you just never know.
I actually don't agree with that.
Oh,
I,
okay.
I, I respect it, but I don't agree with that. I think and this is game for all content creators. Um I think that information is secondary. I think information isn't even really that important because let's just put it this way. I'm gonna take some times where I sent out the wrong information. It obviously was on accident. You know, never
Hmm.
never on purpose. I try to give the right information. People don't care. They watch content for you first. They want to see the personality. They want to see how you've grown and developed and things about you, and then they'll get information from that. I think that's where a lot of content creators struggle because they always try to just give people information. Don't get me wrong, there are people such as myself. I go look for information, but there are more people that are they want an experience, not information.
Okay. That I mean that's way out of the realm of the perspective of like anything that I've ever looked up, but I mean that definitely makes a lot of sense. Like 100% I can agree with that now that I'm like looking at it, and I've gotten a new perspective on it now thanks to that.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
makes a ton of sense.
yeah, just think of it as like, because I used to think the same thing. Like, I used to think information was the only thing that people wanted to see. Then I started making videos like, I got humbled by this particular deck. That has nothing to do with information. That has everything to do with just me getting destroyed by TJ activating Raigeki. But of course, you learn some things.
Right.
So, like, yeah, like, I mean, again, it does break a lot of things and goes against what a lot of people say when it comes to like learning and making content. But at the end of the day, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, because I mean, if you think about just like even looking at yourself as a viewer, like when you're scrolling through YouTube and whatnot, you're looking at the videos, you're like, okay, this is an interesting topic, but I don't feel like watching this person right now. I come across that all the time now that I think about it, but it's such a subconscious thought that
Yeah,
it's like it's nobody ever talks about it. Okay.
exactly. And then, I mean, I think that's where the term clickbait becomes. So, like, if you make something that's clickbait and it's information loaded clickbait, it gets less clicks than like something that's genuinely clickbait that has something to do with a particular emotion. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, I guess that's the proof of my statistics. Maybe I don't know.
I mean, hey, it's no matter what, it's definitely a good solid theory, even if like we don't have anything to back it up. Just logically thinking about it, it makes a ton of sense.
Yeah, I mean, hey, who knows? I could be 100% wrong, but I know for a fact that I am a boring person when it comes to watching content. So I do the opposite of what I watch. It seems to work.
Well, there you go. And I mean, you do have stats to at least give you some credibility, if nothing else. Like if you guys want to doubt him, just go to his channel and take a look at it, and you'll find out.
You might be loud, you might be bored, which means I'm not doing my job properly.
Right. I mean, I have a good time every time I watch, so
I appreciate that. I really do.
yeah. So I guess kind of swaying back onto the main topic here. I mean, once again, this is all very loose and freeform anyways. What's kind of like your general process for making videos? Do you like go out of your way to like script and plan this stuff? Is it just kind of off the top of your head? Like what do you kind of do when you go about recording these things?
Okay, you want to know something really crazy? For the first how long have I been doing this? I guess 12 years. So almost just as long as you.
Okay.
For the first, I'm just throwing out numbers. For the first 10 of the 12 years, all off the top. Like nothing ever written. Like whatsoever. Nothing written. But I've started to realize that no matter how much I think I'm Lil Wayne, I'm not Lil Wayne, okay? I'm not Jay-Z. It would be better to have something to help me focus my ideas. So now I write bullet points. And here's where it actually ties back into what the thing I was telling you earlier. A lot of my jokes and stuff, they come from the time that I spend with my family. They come with the time that I spend at the football field or, you know, just hanging around and stuff. Like I'm always technically working, but that doesn't mean that I can't be having fun at the same time doing something else that has nothing to do with work. So when I come
Right.
into my job, it gives me the extra motivation and the extra little kick, almost like a refresher to like jump in and do some or stay and do some wild things that, you know, make people laugh and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, getting life experiences is definitely like a thing that a lot of people recommend as well. Just having those experiences to be able to influence the way that you do things and the way that you go about certain subjects. It gives you a little extra insight or even extra inserts, like you were talking about, even just having those extra jokes to throw in there. that's kind of stuff that'll boost up your personality and therefore also your viewers.
Yeah, I've realized quickly that people like to laugh. Like,
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I like to laugh. You like to laugh. You like to have fun. So, and again, I don't want to go on YouTube for a chore, right? Like, you
Right.
go on YouTube to be entertained. So, that's just my part of attempting to entertain people with my terrible dad jokes and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, YouTube is, for most people, is some sort of escape in some regard. So entertainment definitely does seem to do really well, even just be able to splash in little jokes here and there. That is a good point. And that is a thing that a lot of people miss. You see a lot of people just doing like essay style videos, and they just kind of just throw out the information, and then that's just it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, it sounds like school or a job when you do it that way. And no disrespect to those people, because there are people
Right.
like such as myself. I actually watch that type. Like, I don't want you to joke around. I want info. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's how I know not, because I'm not the normal person. Most people are, they want to have, fun and they want to escape. I'm already escaped. Like I'm in the Matrix right now.
There you go. There you go. Oh man.
Oh.
Yeah, valid points all around, man. You've been killing it today. Honestly, this is some of the most insightful input I think I've had on this podcast, and I really appreciate all of it.
I'm just happy to be able to share this with you, man. I'm very grateful to be in this position, and I want everybody to be, where they need to be in life. Like you're going to do that course. You're going to be that teacher.
Oh man. All right.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Look, it's not. I've never been a person of just manifest, right? You don't just say things. You say things and you combine it with actually taking steps towards doing things. That's not what a lot of people do. They just say, "Oh, it's gonna happen." Nah, we're doing it.
Right. Yeah, you can't just sit around and wait for it to happen. There's got to be some action.
Yeah, I think that what state are you in? If you mind me asking.
I am in Montana.
Montana. Ooh.
Yeah.
Are there like a whole bunch of horses and stuff there?
It's pretty open land. You do see some wildlife here and there, mostly cows, honestly. But I'm like 40 miles from the Canadian border as well, so
Whoa,
it's
hold
pretty
on.
boring up here.
That close? Holy,
Yeah.
what? All right, look, geography was never my best. Okay, I just found out that Canada like actually borders North America, right? Like you could walk across North America to Canada from like Maine. I just figured that out. So you got to help me out here, all right?
Yep,
A little slow. I just found out New York was not the highest point of America as well. But 40 miles from Canada? Montana.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Montana ain't by like Missouri and stuff?
We're over by like Idaho and North Dakota. We're a little more west.
The same thing to me.
Fair enough. I'm terrible at geography too.
They lump them all together, right? No, I'm just messing. I didn't even know Montana was like that. My only thoughts of Montana. Do you remember the show King of the Hill?
Yes.
Yeah, Peggy was from Montana. So like they had an episode where Peggy went to Montana, and that's like my only
I always forget about that.
So Montana to me is nothing but bulls, horses, cows, and cowboys.
I mean, that's probably about like 60% of the state.
Oh crap!
I'll be real.
Wow, King of the Hill was actually correct. Cool.
Yeah, they weren't too far off. Yeah, they were not too far off. But then there's also you get snow for like 60% of the year, so that's not fun.
See, I never would have guessed. Like, only thing I'm thinking of is just plains and sunny most of the time.
Yeah,
but then again,
I wish.
So everywhere is sunny where I go. In my head, at least. There's no such thing as snow.
Oh man, must be nice.
It doesn't exist. Hey, just don't believe it exists. It won't exist if you don't believe.
Right? Oh, that's too good.
Yeah, the crazy thing. I tried typing in your name when you sent it. I was like, bro, why you got this long name? Like, I couldn't find you. That's why I sent you mine.
Oh no. Yeah, that works.
The Havre scrap. Like, come on, man, this is too long.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, hey, at least you're pronouncing it right. I have so many people that try to call me Harv. I'm like, you guys are swapping the R and the V here.
Hey, some people's favorite 50 Cent song is 12 Questions too, so it matches up.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose so. Oh man.
Oh,
Oh
wait, should
god.
I say 5 cent? It's a dyslexic joke, I guess.
Yep, yep. No, I get you. That's too funny.
Oh man,
Oh boy.
yeah.
So,
It's
yeah. Oh, what were you gonna say?
no, no. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, I was gonna go to the next question here. So if you had a final thought for that one.
No, I don't.
Okay, okay. I just wanted to make sure. So what's been your favorite part about making content so far?
My favorite part about making content. Oh, that's a tough one because there's a lot of favorite
Oh
things.
yeah.
Um, Obviously, waiting on the ban list is like the most favorite thing. I love when
Oh,
Konami puts out it'll be up there in the next couple of months, and it's just like my dad. That's the best part, obviously, right? No, starting to think that Konami is actually my father. But my favorite part. Okay, I think. Okay. Oh, I got a good one. So when I got into the game, um, to a lot of people, I look intimidating and scary, right?
mm,
Especially, well, not in Yu-Gi-Oh space anymore because they know who I am.
right.
But yeah, when I got into the game, I looked intimidating and scary. And there's a lot of stereotypes with people of my color that play Yu-Gi-Oh.
Mm,
So to break that barrier and to have people that were uneducated, educated about the matter, and to be able to meet and approach, and not only that, to have, you know, let those people know that there are meetable and approachable people, and that whatever you were taught when you were younger is not the correct way. That's probably the best part about content creation for me right now.
is kind of being able to like break the mold and like
Mm-hmm.
dissolve the stereotypes.
Mm-hmm. And
No, that's
and
good.
to get more people to interact with one another that may not have never interacted. Because in my opinion, I'll probably have to find some statistics to back it up, but I'm pretty sure anybody can help me with this. Yu-Gi-Oh is the best card game in the entire world when it comes to bringing people together.
I mean, it
I have,
definitely has a lot going for it. I won't argue with that there.
yeah. I have met gang members, football players, famous athletes, stars, like actual movie stars, um, people from Montana, I guess, people from Texas, Europe, all across the world, people that I would have never interacted with had I stayed in Watts, California, or had I just got a regular job. I would have never interacted with them had it not been for this card game. So I would, in it's people with all different types of life, all
Hmm.
different walks and all different styles. It's amazing how this card game has brought so many people together, and I don't think any other card game has that type of pull that we have in particular.
Right. No, that's a really good point. Like I hadn't really thought about it much either because the people that I interact with, I just see them as my friends and I don't really think anything of it. But
Mhm.
looking back on it, like the group of people that I work with on this channel right now, they're all in Indiana. So we have miles between us. Like that's halfway
Yep.
across the country.
Yep.
Um yeah, yeah.
See, again, geographically dumb. Okay, I
Yeah,
thought you
no,
guys were
I
right
totally
next
get
to each
it.
other.
But then I have another friend who is, oh god, where is she? She's in the islands over kind of by China on that side of the world. I can't remember, like the
Oh,
Philippines, I think. I don't remember
oh.
exactly. Then
Mhm.
another friend who I believe is from Poland. Like they're everywhere. I
Exactly.
haven't considered it. They're all over the world. That is a very good point.
And look, without getting okay, look, when you think of Magic players, there's obviously a man, I can't even say it's false because all of the Magic players I've met, they often do not fit that particular mold. Um, let's just put it this way: there's how do I say fat and smelly without saying fat and smelly?
Unhygienic.
Well, I already said it.
Yeah, I mean
Most
it's already
people,
out there.
but even outside of that, most of the people that do play Magic the Gathering, whether they're fat, smelly or not, they're mostly white. Most people that play Vanguard, all four of them, they could be all different colors, but they don't cover the entire spectrum when it comes to ethnicity. People that play Pokemon, they're like 10, so like, they still have school. They'll meet a whole bunch of people.
Right.
Yu-Gi-Oh has that group of people. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Disrespectfully to the other card games, because I just need to let them know that Yu-Gi-Oh's the best.
100% agreed. I played Magic for a few years, and it was only because I didn't know anyone that played Yu-Gi-Oh in town, so I had to play Magic.
Jokingly, every other card game player. You guys are awesome. I'm just messing with you guys. Just playful banter.
Yep, 100%. Nothing wrong with the other card games, just not our preference.
Definitely. All four of you Vanguard players, guys. You guys are the champs. Yeah. I actually have a pretty good friend of mine, Solemn Yu-Gi-Oh. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, I love Solemn, yeah.
He's actually a Vanguard champion. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh, no, I did not. I only know him for his Yu-Gi-Oh stuff.
No, homie is actually like one of the best Vanguard players in the world. Granted, it's only four of them, but
Yeah.
he's definitely, there, like he's a well-established player. When I was talking to him about it, he was like, yeah, the biggest problem with Vanguard is that there's just not enough players. There's more players in Europe from what I hear, but
okay.
No
that would make sense.
It's a pretty cool game.
It looks interesting enough. See, I'm personally excited for Alestrals, but that's just me.
You know what? The owner of the game, he messaged me about it, and he wanted me to do a demo on it. And I saw like the video and everything, and it did look really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
It looked really good.
Everything I've seen about the gameplay looks fun. I was part of the Kickstarter campaign, and I'm getting my stuff later this year. I'm happy for it. I'm excited.
Oh, so do you play other card games other than Yu-Gi-Oh and Alestrals?
Like I said, I did play Magic for quite a while. I still have a good majority of my Magic cards. Like if I wanted to, I could probably just go play Commander, but it's not really like my cup of tea anymore. Honestly, it's too slow of a game for me at this point. I'm too used to Yu-Gi-Oh now that I cannot play Magic anymore.
That's fair. Yeah. I normally jump into Pokemon for like a week. So like, I haven't jumped into Pokemon in quite some time. Last time I jumped into Pokemon was well, no, it was Rayquaza. Rayquaza was good. So last year. I jumped into it. That time I jumped into it for a day. My boy, he got me really pumped. He was like, Rayquaza's a really fast deck. It's really good. I got into it, got out because again, like you said, it's just too slow. It's taking too long.
No, don't get me wrong. There are some days I'll pull out the Pokemon decks and like my wife and I'll play, but like that's about as far as that goes for me.
Yeah, I absolutely love Pokemon as a entity, but as far as the card game, it's cool. It's
kind of lacking. Yeah, I'll agree there. It's an interesting game.
Yeah, I think what keeps getting me is Pokemon. Like every time you say something like Blastoise, Keldo, or Rayquaza or something like that, I'm like, ooh, my favorite Pokemon. And then I like get to the game, and it's like, it's okay.
Yep, it's the ooh shiny syndrome. Yep.
Yeah. You know what? If they deleted the pictures of the Pokemon, I wouldn't even be close to I wouldn't even touch the game.
There'd be no reason to.
Yeah, there would literally be no reason. I think they got us trapped in some childhood crisis or something.
Well, I mean, they started that off right with the first anime. Gotta catch them all.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, now we gotta catch them all, right?
Yep. I mean, at least their cards are mostly cheap. A lot of the ones that you need to play, anyways, they're cheap.
Yeah, Pokemon decks are ridiculously cheap. I mean, in comparison to Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like,
oh god, yeah.
You got to spend a Full Metal Alchemist arm and a leg just to get a budget deck out here.
It is pretty tough. I mean, there are some affordable options, but like, man, I was trying to build Gold Pride Punk the other week, and I'm like, okay, what staples do I need for this? Never mind. I spent all my money on the deck core. Next question.
Most people are like, he spent all this money on the deck core? What a baller. He got that far?
Right? I pre-ordered the Gold Pride cards from Syak, the whole core for $100. So I was like, it's fine. Okay. If it goes down, it's whatever. But if it goes up, we're fine.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say the Gold Pride cards are cheap. They're not ridiculously expensive.
They're not over the moon, but yeah, the punk cards are ridiculous.
God. It's almost like somebody told people to buy them before it skyrockets in price, but I'm not gonna say anything about that.
I was a little late to that game, I'll admit. But what is it like? Even with the reprint being announced, the level 8 one, blanking right now. Foxy
Foxy
Tune.
Tune?
Yeah, it's still a 30 like 27 $30 card. Oh no, it's at 25 now, but
He has a confirmed reprint.
yeah, Foxy Tune has a confirmed reprint. I think it was in the Battles of Legends set if I remember right. It was a couple weeks ago that got announced.
So that means it'll possibly come secret rare. That would look really nice.
That would be really nice. Yeah, I'd be down with that.
I would love that. I think that would be great for budget play. See, I've never been like even I do get a little bit of pushback from my buy these cards before they skyrocket in price, but I'm not saying this because I have a dog in this fight. Like I don't buy and sell Yu-Gi-Oh cards anymore. I stopped doing that maybe I don't know. It was a long time ago. So like I literally do not do that. So like when I make a video like that, I get no bonus from this other than if you guys use my TCG player link, I get a little bit of a kickback, but I do it so people can actually have cards before they go up. Like,
yeah, you're not doing it as like a market watch, like trying to give people advice on like, you know, when to buy into stuff to resell it. You're just being like, hey, before these cards get too expensive and while you need them for your deck, make sure you get them ahead of time. I totally get it.
And I mean, unfortunately, you get some people that take my advice and be like, yo, I'm gonna buy 100 copies of these cards. But then there are the people that come up to me constantly at every event who are like, yo, I would not be playing in this tournament had it not been for your video. I actually got these cards and now they're really good. And if I would have waited, you know, because they weren't on my radar, I would have never been able to get them. So you got to take the good with the bad, right? There's no such thing as like a definitive solution.
Right. Well, none of those people with market watches right there are going to be 100% right 100% of the time anyways. But like if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking to go get stuff to buy out and throw up or whatever, go to a market watch channel. That's you're here to provide the competitive players with their resources to be able to get their cards at a good price.
Yeah, exactly. Like just players in general, because they're, you know, it's hard out there for a pimp in Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm just saying, it really is, big dog. It ain't easy.
Totally true.
We all got bills and expenses and stuff. None of us ain't kids no more.
Yep. Yeah, that's totally true. I gotta say, my biggest miss though, by far, was the Kurikaras. I missed out on that hard.
Oh man, yeah. You should have picked it up for waifu status.
I thought about it, but at the time I looked at my wallet and I'm like, huh, this thing's a little empty. Maybe later. And yeah, I missed it.
That's things that I missed out on. Some things that I completely whiffed on and I just had to buy. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but there are definitely some cards where I'm like, dang, I didn't see that one coming. It's just, you know, it happens a little bit less frequently for me since I'm like on the watch.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Oh, actually there is one, and I had to like bite the bullet and buy them. Cypher Gear Gamma.
Oh God, that one hits hard.
It happened to me twice. Okay, Cypher Gear Gamma and Cypher Lord Omega. So what happened was High Speed Riders came out, and at this point in time, I was sponsored by a shop. The shop used to give me 2 boxes of every set, no matter what. I asked them if I could save, like you know, pass over the 2 boxes for another set. They said no, and they forced me to take the High Speed Riders. So, like, I'm opening these 2 boxes of High Speed Riders, and I'm like, you know, I'm not upset because you know but I'm like not happy. Let's put it that way.
This could have been something else, yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking like, what is this? I pull 3 Cypher Gear Gammas and like 2 Cypher Lord Omega, which is godly. Like for High Speed Riders, it is above godly. I get rid of them for next to nothing because nobody seen it coming. No one seen it coming at that time. Cypher Lord Omega was thought of to be a great card, but it wasn't like, you know, and then people started hand looping with it. People started doing crazy things with it. And then it's like, oh. And then the next time, because Cypher Gear Gamma got me again, Toon Chaos comes out. And if I remember correctly, Toon Chaos is the first collector's rare set, right?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So Toon Chaos comes out, and I see collector's rare. Collector's rare is my second favorite print rarity behind Ultimate Rare. And I see these Cypher Gear Gammas, and I'm like, oh my God, they look so pretty, but they're $70. I'm not going to spend that much money on a Gamma. Then boom, 200. And I'm like, you know, well then. Those will hit you. And I will remember that to the end of the day. I actually wound up just copying my Gammas maybe last within the last 2 months, and I had to pay out of pocket for them. It was ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, that sounds rough. Even just buying rares for $4 feels bad.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's why I always try to make sure people know, like, hey, you know, some of these cards, I may be repeating myself, but some of these cards you need because they'll be down for a second, but they're going back up.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So I'm kind of curious. Your second favorite rarity is the collector's rare, huh? Interesting.
Yes,
That's I like the collector's rare too. Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of people that dog on it, and that's been like my most interesting. Yeah, ever since collector's rare first came out, everybody's like, "Oh, these rarities suck," and I'm like, "They look cool. They're like a nicer shatter foil to me." And I liked the shatter foils.
I mean, if they don't want it, I'll take it off their hands. You know,
Right?
I think you hit it right on the spot. It's like, okay, it's like Konami finally did a good job with Platinum Rare. I know you remember Platinum Rare, right?
Oh yeah, I've seen a couple. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the worst rarity ever. It's the only rarity worse than gold. But it's like they did a good job with Platinum Rare by adding a little bit of shatter foilness to it, and it has texture. So like,
Yeah.
it's dope. If I had to pick, like, make a rarity tier list off the top of my head, it would probably go Ultimate, obviously, Collectors. I don't know what the third would be.
Really?
I don't know what the third would be.
Is
I
it
think
like a
there's
fight between a few, or you just don't know?
I think whatever I'm saying is going to be a huge gap between the first two rarities I just mentioned and the third rarity. Like, because supers are okay, you know what I mean? Like on certain cards, ultras are okay, but I can't think of a rarity that's universally just good on almost every card. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess Starlight is kind of like not the best on everything.
Starlight, you know, how old are you? I'm curious.
I am 23.
Oh, so I don't know if they still had them when you were younger. Do you remember when they had those? And maybe they still do. Maybe I'm just old. You remember they had these machines in the front of the store, and you would put 4 quarters in, and you would push the thing in, and it'd give you a cart.
No, I never had those.
All right, so it just goes to show my age. I'm like 245. Right?
Also a small town, so like we didn't get a lot of that stuff. Like growing up, the best we got was maybe a couple of tins in the back of a Kmart.
Oh, okay. So, well, back in my day, in the big city, you know,
Yeah.
there used to be this machine. And it's kind of like, you know, because in those same machines areas, it would be like the gum and, you know, little candies and stuff like that. I know you remember those. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So it would be this big machine, and it'd have all of these pictures of these Pokemon cards on it. And you would put quarters in, and you'd push the thing in, and when you pull it out, it came in a little paper envelope. It would give you a card. But the card normally was a fake sticker. That's what Starlight Rares look like to me. Like it's like a fake, nasty, glossy sticker.
I mean, that's fair. I guess there are some times where there is such a thing as too much foiling.
Yeah. Like in my opinion, it has to be like the correct amount, correctly done. It can't be looking like you just bedazzled a Yu-Gi-Oh card. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's definitely fair. I like my shiny cardboard, but I totally understand that.
Is Starlight your favorite rarity?
It's up there. I think mine would probably be. Mine would definitely be Ultimate Rare first. Ultimate Rares just look gorgeous across the board.
Good man.
That for second and third place, honestly, I'm kind of tied between Ghost and Starlight. Like I like both of those, but the Ghost, it has to be like certain cards. It's definitely not one of those across the board type of rarities.
That's it. I'm driving to Montana. The fact that Collectors isn't your 2, I'm driving to Montana.
Collectors is high up there. Like that is in top 5 for sure. Like it's definitely high up there. But for me, it's like a lot of the collectors rares, it's kind of hard to tell that they're collectors rares, and I think that's a lot of why people have been dogging on them to begin with. But like right now, I have 2 collectors rares, Rescue Ace Turbulence right here. And like some days I'll look at it and be like, did I just accidentally throw an ultra rare in my deck? And then I have to shine it in the light and actually see it. And I'm like, oh, okay, no, that's the right one.
Okay, you're not wrong. I do like the subtleness, but you're not wrong. Sometimes I look at my stuff, I'm like, what rarity is that? You're not wrong. I'll give you that.
That's the only reason that it's like not as high up there, is that it's just kind of hard to tell. But I'm also I have weird takes when it comes to rarities because I'm also a proponent of like the premium gold rares. I love like
Ew.
they have a hard time staying intact, which is the biggest problem with them. But I like the look for the most part.
Oh, what is wrong with you? What is he
I know.
on? Come get
I
your
know.
mans, YouTube. Come get your mans. Whoever likes
Oh.
gold rare, whoever likes gold rare, to anyone out there that needs gold, not likes gold rare, get help.
Well, hey
I'm
man,
just
it gives me an affordable scrap chimera, so I'm gonna take it
That's
where I
fair.
can.
Well, didn't those come like gold rare name?
No, they were premium gold. The scrap chimeras were premium gold rare.
Oh,
The only
okay.
other printing is a super. That's like
Wait, hold on.
$16.
Time out. You're talking about the new gold rare cards.
Yeah, the new premium golds. Yeah, not like the gold mine sets or whatever they were.
Oh, those were premium golds as well. I didn't know the
Oh,
new.
were they?
gold
Okay,
rare
no, I was talking
cards.
about
Yeah.
maximum gold. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Those ones. Those so premium gold, if I remember correctly. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you down below, premium gold is the older ones, like how Dante is and stuff like that. The maximum gold was a new version of gold rare. I don't know if they
Are
called
they
them premium
really?
gold or not. Yeah,
I thought they were listed as. Oh, I'm looking now because now I'm
could be
curious
wrong.
on that one.
yeah, but I remember the premium golds were the ones with the like gold border, but they're like kind of like secret rared out on the borders.
Yeah,
and stuff.
those ones are weird. Those ones I don't
Those are
care
called-
for as much.
Those I'm 1,000% sure those are called premium gold.
So the new so I'm looking at El Dorado right now, and they're listed as premium gold rares on here. Now I gotta go see if I can find one of the old sets. Gold Series 3, okay. They're just called gold rares. The old ones are just called gold
All right,
rares.
maybe I'm tripping then. But
Yeah, no, I think Konami renamed them because they made it a new type of gold foiling.
yeah, but regardless, those are better.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna knock somebody. They're not terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're okay.
I'll
I'm
definitely
not-
attest that the old gold rares are not great. I will attest to that.
Yeah, like if I would potentially play them, like the Maximum Gold El Dorado Outlich to Golden Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it was like an ultra, but the gold rare doesn't look bad. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
Right.
It's okay, at least from my perspective. It's not the end of the world.
That's totally fair. Everyone's gonna like different foilings differently. I just know that like when it comes to rarities, I usually have like the off to the wall takes. People are like, really? They hate me every time for it. Every time without fail.
I don't hate you because if you would have said the old premium gold, I would have hated you. I would have been like, this
Okay.
podcast
Yeah.
is over. We're no longer talking. Don't message me about anything. I hope you don't get the job. No, I'm just like, but this one, I'm not gonna lie. When they first came out, and normally for gold rares, when they first come out, because I remember when the other gold rares first came out, I was really excited about them. Then over time, you're like, these look ugly. But these, when they first came out, I was excited about them. And now, even looking at them again, I'm like, they're not bad. You know what I mean? Whereas the other ones, I just get like disgusted.
Right. Yeah. It's definitely one of those. It's not going to be your go-to pick, but if it's what's available and it's what's cheap and that's just what you need, then whatever.
Yeah.
You can live with it.
Or if like most of your deck is already gold.
Oh yeah, might as well stick with the theme. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. I 100% agree with that. So like again, not gonna knock nobody for that. They look nice in their own way.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Well, I guess now that we're kind of over with the tangent on rarities, I had nothing wrong with that whatsoever. It was a fun discussion. We'll get into the last couple of questions here because we're kind of running to the end of the show. Not like any rush to get it over with or anything, but just last couple of things. This one I'm just curious about. If you had to start completely from scratch, what do you think you would do differently?
Well, everything I've done got me here. So
Yeah.
if I do everything again, I would be here. And to say that I would do something differently would means that I would think that I deserve something else. Not saying that that's what other people would think. I'm trying to think if that would think that because I don't think I deserve anything else. I deserve what I got.
Right.
And I'm grateful for what I have. Let's put it that way. Not deserve.
Okay.
Because,
Yeah.
Nothing. I think even my mistakes, I can always go back to them. And there's normally people that come to me for like advice and stuff. And sometimes I wouldn't have been able to give them that advice if I didn't make that mistake. Or sometimes I wouldn't be able to better myself because of that mistake. One thing I would have to maybe the YouTube beefing with other content
Oh,
creators.
yeah.
Maybe that. I don't think anybody knows of my beef, so I think that's a good thing. I think that's a W for me. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think there was a point in time where the Yu-Gi-Oh content space. I'm not sure if you were in the content space about 2014 esque ishes.
No, I came back in end of 2019.
Okay, well, a lot of the content creators, including myself, they were they were divisive. Let's put it that way.
Mm.
And it wasn't like actual going out of the way and doing things to people, but it was just like not being inclusive to one another or only including your boys. Now that has evolved to what it is now, where content creators only include their boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that I played a part in that I would have done differently.
Yeah,
That's
I
all.
mean that's pretty good. I mean, when I came back, or not came back, when I joined the Yu-Gi-Oh creator space, I actually joined in, I guess, at like the right time then, because when I came in, everybody was super supportive. Everyone was, doing everything together. I mean, maybe more of like the bigger names, like weren't branching out as much. They were kind of sticking to their cliques, but when I came in, like everybody was like, "Hey man, you want to do a video together? I love your content." And like they were all like super supportive. And then like 2020, when COVID hit, like everyone was locked inside and everyone was just trying to stay as positive as possible. And I mean, of course, you still see those bad apples where you get the nasty people and it causes conflict in the Yu-Gi-Oh community, causes an uproar. But overall, for the most part, since I've been in, the community has been actually really supportive and really nice to each other. It's impressive to see.
Well, yeah, they're nice to each other. At least nice presenting at the very least, and that's one thing that we can ask for. I think that's pretty good.
I mean, it could just be me too. It could just be like the side of it that I ended up in, and I might just be very lucky for that. But
maybe it could be a me thing. Maybe my perception is off, and maybe that's actually the truth. And I'm just thinking about the past, because a lot of the content creators that I've messaged and talked to, and when content creators message me, it's always been good vibes.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's just me in the past.
Yeah, I mean, that very well could be it too. I mean, having a different like origin to coming into things, just having that a different initial perspective can kind of throw things off kilter. So I definitely get it.
Yeah, a lot of times you want to just reset your perspective to make sure that it's the same. And I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna test my theory a little bit further and see if that perspective is still the same.
All right. Yeah, that, I mean, definitely doesn't sound like anything that'll hurt. So
yeah, I appreciate the insight. That actually helped me a lot.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad I could be of help. That's good to hear.
You're always of help, dog. You're always of help. I think we're learning off of each other here.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely been a very, very good episode today. I appreciate everything. So one last little thing here, just kind of a closing note. Are there any like final thoughts or advice you'd like to offer to other content creators that are like coming up and trying to get into the scene?
Booty is better than boobies.
I mean, now that's an argument there. There's discussion in there.
There's no argument. It's not even a debate. It's not even a debate. There's that's for all the if you know content creators. If you know, you'll go far. See, now I don't know if we can be friends if you disagree.
I'm not saying I disagree. I'm just saying there is discourse on that topic specifically.
All my homies like the boone. They like Dunder Mifflin. So
oh man.
No, but in all seriousness, if there is something that I have to spread to anybody, and it's genuinely the statement that I always say, look, I know a lot of people are going through potentially some tough times. I know people are probably going through some good times. Understand that they are not synonymous to you. There will always be a tough time to create a stronger you, and there'll always be a bright time to create a more enjoyable you. Cherish both of them, because they both come and they go, and when you gain experiences from them, that's what makes you a stronger person. You want to be an old man that's telling these young kids how you did it back in your day instead of that old man that doesn't really do anything, right?
Yeah. I mean, I tell people kind of a similar thing all the time too. You can't have the highs without the lows, otherwise it's just a flat line.
Like, I mean, life would be boring if I didn't have like drama in my life. Obviously, I don't. My drama is like, hey, you got to pay taxes and stuff like that. Like, we're very mundane to my early childhood. But if I didn't have that type of stress or type of things needed in my life, I wouldn't be able to differentiate between the time that I'm spending right now with you and stuff like that, like actual great moments.
Yeah, there's no comparison. If you don't have those down moments, you don't know when you're up.
Exactly.
Yep. I mean, it's another thing is there's no great story without conflict.
Oh yeah, definitely. Some of the best stories of all time, Death Note, conflict. You know what I mean?
Death Note, fantastic.
Yu Yu Hakusho, tons of conflict. I mean, best stories. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh boy. Well, I mean, great discussions today. You've come up with some really valid points. We've had some fun tangents. Overall, been a fantastic episode, my man. Once again, thank you so much for joining on today. I think we're gonna go ahead and start calling this guy a wrap here, but I mean, hey, we'll make sure to follow up with you on the whole job thing.
Oh yeah. Hey, make sure if I gotta follow up with you, it's more of a problem about the teacher thing. All right.
Yep.
If you follow with me, it's good. If I gotta follow up with you, I'm coming with a vengeance.
Well, it's a good thing you don't know your geography very well. It'd be hard for you to find me.
Bro, I know where Montana is. It's Havre, Montana. Got you.
Oh, that was intentional, wasn't it? Oh, that's too good. All right. Well, anyways, thank you guys so much for listening. This has been the Cali Effect. Super good guy. Obviously, if you don't watch his content already, for some reason, go do it. It's a good time.
Make sure you subscribe to this channel too, because it's an awesome podcast. I can't wait to hear all of the other ones that come up and all the things in between.
Hey, man. Thank you so much. All right. You guys have a good one. And as always, remember, good fun. Have luck.